Hey, welcome back so soon, so early to EUC Learn Along. Well, my goodness, we're back to the ADCs, VPX, all these acronyms, NetScaler. What did we do last time? Oh, that's right. We moved all our management, policy management, into Microsoft Group Policy. Forgot about that. All right, so we're slowly getting our environment to a way I like it. You may not want to do it, but you know, I'm picking, you know, Microsoft as my policy management platform. I'm gonna stick with that. I got a on-prem setup. Very simple. Now, again, you can do it different ways. You can manage your policies otherwhere, but has nothing to do with this video. Anyhow, this does add benefit to your environment. So I noticed that when I would hit our, let's bring it up because there's a lot going on. So I'm resetting up, as I mentioned in the last video, 2 new DDCs. I got them on server 2025. I could have did an in-place upgrade, but I think I mentioned that my templates I did not set up in a fun fashion. So I fixed everything. Everything's more modern in the way it's supposed to be. And it's just easy to build new stuff with these templates. It takes a short amount of time, and repetition is good to build a reflex on setting up Citrix environment. That's how you get really good. So you can set it up, no problem. And all the videos that we covered on setting up single sign-on, storefront, adding DNS entries and all that good stuff, all that's been done. We can do it in a quick, easy fashion. You can set up a full Citrix environment, if you exclude the wait time on installs, fairly quickly. So I got everything set up, almost. I do not have the gateway, have not set that up yet, but I did notice while setting it up, again, I moved away from storefront.euc local, euclearnalong.local, to I want to be able to switch by using A and B. So I'm moving to this naming scheme here. And I noticed, and I think we've seen it in other videos, that when we hit this URL, it takes you to IIS. But if you put in store web, it'll take you to the authentication page, and you'll enumerate apps and desktops if you have them published. But anyhow, we want user experience, so we tell them, if they want to use store web, anything like that, let's improve that. Let's just redirect them to the Citrix store web. So I've already done that, but we'll look at it, and this will be a refresher for me because I don't do a lot of the NetScaler stuff day to day, and this will be more of a video for me to remember. So what do we got? Oh, and I also did one more thing. I set up our subnet IP, our Snip, to be our management console. Yeah, so we'll cover that too. Look at that. Was it 2 birds, 1 stone? So I need to put that in. All right, so to do that, so if you want to set up your Snip to be your management console, just type in IP up here. I want to add this. There we go. And this is basically how I remember things. And once I see this, I can quickly remember. All right, so we got everything over here, all our IPs, our NetScaler IP, our subnet IP, all our virtual addresses. We got our gateway. We got this is no longer in use, so I need to come back and delete that at some point. 211 is our new storefront A. But if you go into your subnet IP, scroll down here at the bottom, enable management access control. That's all you need to do. So when you go to it and you have a clustered, HA high availability setup, it will take you to your primary server versus guessing. Cool stuff. All right, so once you enable that, just hit OK, save, bam. So now 201, our subnet IP, which we configured when we set up. So whatever your primary is, if you set up whatever address and then you join the other appliance to it, that will be your Snip. Excuse me, burping. Is it under here? I thought it was under configuration. Please stop popping up. Sorry, settings. There we go. Subnet IP. We set that up initially when we did the ADC video. All right. So that's one piece. That's a bonus. I kind of forgot about that. Again, under your network IPs, just enable that. All right. So for the next piece, like I said, I've already done, and I'll pull up a machine with a browser. All right, so we got everything's already set up the same as the other environment. We'll continue to use that method. You've seen it, no need to rehash it. But we changed our base URL, we're good to go. All right, so if we put that in, it automatically takes me to the login. All right, so and I'll explain some things that I've run into. Again, this is mainly for me, but other people may have this issue, especially if you're not the networking and NetScaler guy. What was it? Virtual servers. Again, I took that one out of service. I need to delete those. Edit. So I'm going to remove this rewrite policy. And this is not the only way you can do it, but this is the way that I'll do it. All right, so if I remove that, hit done, save, let's verify. Oh, it's still there. So let's edit, unbind, close, delete, save. Now it should be good. All right. Probably don't even need to do anything. I guess we do. So let me copy and paste that. Let me close that. Let's open this up. Private. And there we go. All right, so it is able to hit the server, but it's not completing the request that we want because I have removed the policy. All right, so I had to dig for this one, and I used some other Citrix pals in their forums. But let's go back. And again, this is not the only way to do it, but since I have an ADC, this is where I'll put my meat and potatoes. So I think I do have a URL, and I'll share that in the blog post to where you can do it directly on Storefront. I'm not going to do any of that, but If you don't have a NetScaler, or if you want to do it on storefront, I'll post that link and you can have at it. All right, so in order to use rewrite, you have to enable it. All right, so settings. I need to stop clicking that. I got a problem. All right, it's a basic feature. All right, and just enable that. We had to do the same thing for offloading as well, but just enable that. And if you're going to use a responder policy, which is another way you can do it, it's going to be in advanced features. Bam. All right, so once you enable those, all right, again, I'm going to use rewrite. You need to have an action and then a policy. All right, so we created our action. This kind of bothers my eyes the way I created this name, but hey, no big deal. I know what it means. Storefront A, rewrite, action. All right, if we look at it, very simple, and we're filling in the request. Cool stuff. All right. All right, so once you have that action, you need to create a policy. All right. Yeah, very simple setup. I did run into an issue because I did copy and paste from a website this expression, and it kept failing. So just a tip, or maybe I'm an idiot when I copied and paste, but I just ran through this. Again, we're doing request URL equals and I think that's all I did. Did I click and? No, it wasn't and. No. I can't remember what I clicked. Anyhow, I just came in here, deleted this additional stuff. Can't hit delete because I need that. Equals. I can't remember now. Anyhow, I ran through that wizard and I got it to work. For whatever reason, copy and paste was not working. I don't know if it's because I'm using a web page. I should have maybe copied it to a text file, or I don't know. But it kept getting syntax errors. All right, so once you have that, you need to bind it. Oops. You need to bind it to your virtual server. All right, so we got 2111. Sorry, that don't make sense. Got 211. This is our new VIP for our storefront A. All right, you just go in and edit. You got policies over here. All right, so we need to add that policy. So rewrite. We had responder. All right, type request. Excuse me. All right, select. All right, bind. Done. All right, so now I'll close this. It should take us to store web. Ha! Only took me a while. Because not only did that copy and paste mess me up, I don't know why, and then I hand typed it. I don't know what was going on. It kept saying too many redirects. I had no idea what was going on. I did everything that I could read and find, and it kept failing. Well, syntax is very important. And the only thing I've noticed with some just basic knowledge that I know is that the HTTPS redirect URL, when it was failing on me, and I'll show you, I'll put it in, is I think I messed with it when I created this this group. Oh, it's up here. All right, so this is what I had. All right. Continue. They gotta do something with this console. All right, let's go back. Again, most of the issues I ran into were all on me. But maybe you'll have these same mistakes too. Or could prevent them. Too many redirects. Yep. I was getting that. I was confused. I was like, what the heck is going on? But simple little things that are kind of hard to find. Just like that. So again, this video is mainly for me, but is also, if you're building your lab, something you might want to have for, I keep saying lab, but for your enterprise. You know, instead of the users typing in the full address, which again is not really a big deal, but we got these tools to make these things easy for us and easy for our users. Why not go the extra step? Again, it's 2 policies. You got an action policy. Sorry, you have an action and you have a policy, and you just bind it to your server group. Cool stuff. Was that one here? Let's just make sure I didn't break it. I know I didn't break it, but like to test, retest. All right, so we're back to square one. We're good. All right, so again, to recap, you know, we got some redundancy with our Citrix environment. So when we initially set up this lab with the part 1 through 3 or A, B, C, D, I can't remember. We just did a very basic setup to get Citrix up and test out its functionality. Now we're moving into more enterprise-worthy setups. Not there yet, but we're getting there. All right, so we got 2 delivery controllers. We are limited on resources, so I can't have its own license server. So our license server's on A. Can't have additional storefront servers. Again, I'm limited on space and compute. Well, yeah, on this machine. So I got all the Citrix components installed on A and B. So that won't ever change, but in our head, we'll kind of say, hey, that's storefront A and B, delivery controller A and B. That's the best I could do. All right, so SQL, we have slowly shifted to another server for SQL, so I do have room for that. I might be able to set up a SQL cluster, so that way we got high availability for SQL. I think it's a good thing to have when you're running Citrix, but I do have that on there. We did load balancing of storefront. We're not doing anything with user subscriptions. Maybe we should, but that's a simple setup simple thing to Google. It just kind of follows the same format, but instead of using the storefront monitor, you're using something else. And then the rest of it, you kind of rely on your basic setup. And you just have to change a few pieces within your store. You have to enable the XML trust, get the receiver going, but we're getting there. We're almost there. But anyhow, so that's a rewrite policy. It's not limited to Citrix. Again, you do a whole bunch of cool things, but just adding on to the environment, sharing it, and again, this is mainly for me because I struggled with this for a bit, and this will be a reminder. But anyhow, hope you learned something.